can get another point over the red robots. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of dawn for game number 3. The Geeks versus the red robots in what appears to be a high-staked match.
Prepare your brooms, because it might be a sweep. BIGETRON Alpha, Geek fam, let's see.
An uncharacteristic situation right here. The machines just fighting for survival against the mere mortals. Geek fam has made it happen before. Can they do again a dominant performance? But looking at the movements here, Baloyski on the Edith, that's definitely a bit more difficult for BIGETRON Alpha to work with, right? Always be having to keep in mind the potential for a big engage happening in a split second.
Now, terrified, but it seems like a boy will still be A-okay. Now let's see here, 3 flickers from right and 3 flickers as well from the left side of the team. Very equal, I might say.
They have the sprints on both the gold inners as well, but look at Geek fam. Firmness on 3 members, tenacity on 2. That's a lot of defensive stats. Marky is gonna focus on not getting taken out, but look at that!
Good pull, good kill as well. The gold leader will have the first blood, 200 gold cashed in.
That's a good way to begin the series for BIGETRON Alpha. I was really worried about their mentality, their mental state, and their confidence coming in already at 2-0 against Geek fam, but it looks like they're still in it to win it. And the thing that I was really concerned about with the Edith pick is that Baloyski, he roams around a lot, but wait a second.
Oh, very good crowd control chain, though he still has the sprint and will be fine.
Back to that point of Baloyski, right? Edith is not the most mobile hero in the game. So what he was able to achieve in game number 2 is not the exact same impact that we'll see here in game number 3. And it looks like he's a little bit more focused on the babysit in the gold lane.
Gonna be a bit more straightforward for sure, but look at the bravest fighter.
Okay, prematurely perhaps. Now with help of the hard guard, now will try to make him sustain a bit. But take a look at the damage. It will come through and finds the kill here by Superkin. The backside though, it will be a boy finding Sorizo. Turtle now wide open. Let's see, Superkin now jumps in. Good terrify on towards Nile, but oh, good retry. Now Superkin caught in that fight, but no, the damage will not be enough, but with the flicker, a boy secures the kill. Super Marino now, very aggressive, flickers out of the way as Sorizo jumps in the fray, and that is it, a 2-for-2.
Nile just coming out on top yet again. He's in a fighter to assassin matchup, but it doesn't even matter. He might be the chosen one as the bot lane. 1v2 for Marky.
The solution under pressure is still okay though. Baloyski jumps in, another Filipino to help his teammate. But it seems like no, they will not engage in business just yet.
That's a small power spike there from Shive. Picking up the Has Claws in that gold lane, it should help Shive sustain a little bit more in these 2v2 fights, where most of the action is actually centered. Why is it that in this game, that's what we're seeing?
Where is it centered?
Gold lane.
The gold lane? I think it's because it's that volatile. We've seen the Irithel being so deadly in the hands of Marky. Sive can do the exact same thing. He's being babysat by the Diggy as well, but Baloyski!
Good catch. Good pull as well. Superkin understands that he's a Lancelot. Very hard to catch a Lancelot.
Gotta say though that Baloyski has been so much more active around the map. The Super Key, he's stuck in this lane, and yet Sive still has not been able to get a big win in this lane. While Baloyski has been all over the place, starting their engages, getting skirmishes done for his team, and I think that's a big difference that Geek fam is taking advantage of.
Uh-oh. Okay, because you can imagine that Irithel against a Claude might find difficulty, especially after level 4, so don't blame why Super Key is centering his focus so much here. And I think Geek fam, they understand this, they recognize this. They're looking for a rotational direction into the bottom lane, looking for a pick. They don't get it just yet. They're looking for a way to set up properly for this next crucial objective, especially understanding that both Superkin and Nile are at level 7, so it's 50-50.
Okay, let's see though, right? Now, Turtle, 4,000. Oh, let's see Retribution. Oh! No! Neither Super Key finds it. Penalty zone popped as well. Now, Blazing the Wet, no damage, but it will be enough to take Super Key down. Super Reno, the next target, no commitment to Loiski. With the passive, he's able to survive as Sorizo kite it and take him down. Chive, the next target, it's a 3-man taken out. by the side of GEEK Fam.
3-4-1, you would say. BIGETRON Alpha still was able to secure the turtle in this early game. And what does this mean for us as Wait Super Ken?
He's fast. He's okay. But take a look at the rotation. Yeah, he will have enough resources to have space.
Oh, look at Nail though, moving straight towards the opposing jungle. Super Ken will be denied this purple, but he is not letting it go without a fight. But in the bottom side, Luke!
With the solo kill.
He's still going.
And with those support, Chive, he is a little bit vulnerable, but take a look at the structure here. Top lane, it will be the first structure to fall.
Again, right? BIGETRON Alpha, they're losing on the macro play from GEEK Fam. GEEK Fam, they've been able to find a lot of just trades over the map. Top lane gonna be taken down by Marky of all people that you don't want to see scale, that you don't want to see snowball. At this point, he's sitting 1-1-1. A level or an XP lead against Shive. And I'm wondering what the gold difference between both of these gold laners are, because that will be very interesting to see. And another structure!
Wow, all structures falling down. And Marky, on that point in turn, has finished the golden staff at 6 minutes, more or less. As you said, gold difference right here by UBS Gold. Taking a look at the gold in particular, it's a 1k gold difference. So Sive is still very much in the game. He has damage, but you can't say the same for the rest of his team. Everyone's still ever so slightly behind, and 2k gold is enough to be a big problem. And I think GEEK Fam, the big win for them here is being able to dictate when they want to take fights. Usually we see them fighting near the neutral objectives, but we've seen them fight away from it when it's necessary. The same can't be said for BIGETRON. They're only fighting in the neutral objective, and Poloyski.
Oh, it seems like the turtle fight will be to the side of GEEK Fam. Super Ken now the next target. Now let's see, the damage will come through. Time Journey pops as well. Purple buff though, controlled by the side of GEEK Fam. No response whatsoever as the Lancelot rotates towards the bot side of the map.
Who got purple? Moreno. That's not the best scenario for Super Ken, is it not?
I think, unfortunately, the Appraiser's Wrath from Nail didn't land. I think the buff went a bit too close and it wasn't the right angle. I don't think we'll see a replay of it, but the point is, Moreno is the one with the purple and not Super Ken though, so he will be a bit more limited. He's only level 10, but so is Nail. So despite all the setbacks, Super Ken still showing that he is in it to win it and keeping up with the level curve.
Despite the 3k gold lead that GEEK Fam have amassed from the first minute of the game, we're now entering number 8. Nile though.
Now, Super King popped to a half HP. Good pull as well. Oh, Turzula, everything. Hard guard will not save his life as a boy will flicker out of the way.
Marky?
In the backside, the solution will not find a kill as he was taken down. Now, take a look at Luke. Flickers out of the way, but 4 members will be able to shut him down. Double kill for Shiva.
A little bit overconfident from GEEK Fam. Losing 3 members in trade of 1, that is definitely not worth it for them, as that 2k gold lead has now shrunk to 1k and falling.
I do wonder if there's a bug though, because earlier I can clearly see the Appraiser's Wrath slam right onto Super Key, but it didn't do any damage. Maybe we'll see a bit more in the replays, but losing 3 members, trying to save the failed play from Nile. Let's take a look at the instant replay right here. In the beginning, Nile getting caught out here, turns it around, tries to go with the Appraiser's Wrath. Oh, we're gonna see it. Marky though takes multiple turret shots in order to try and equalize. That is not ideal, not the calculated approach that GEEK Fam requires. And now the goal difference has been equalized. Not the end of the story, not the end of the game for both teams, but BIGETRON Alpha that's definitely a moment that they really needed.
Certainly, look at that gold lead just completely shift back and forth now between both of the teams. Whatever GEEK Fam has been able to amass has instantly been taken out. The good thing is, all the while, despite Marky being taken down as well, he was still able to get another structure in the top side. So that's another thing that BIGETRON Alpha needs to worry about. Wave clear, wave management. They're going to be forced to deal with that top lane as both of these teams are going to be dancing around the Lord. One thing to note is Super Ken is now 2 levels ahead of Nile.
Niall, though, finds the taunt. Good crowd control chain now as they collapse. Bravest Fighter now blows the chunk to a very low HP, but no, he will not survive. Time Journey pops as well. Blazing Duet from the solution does not find the mark, but there you go. Super Key falls, and it will be 2 roamers now taken out. Let's see in the bottom lane of the map now. Luke and Sorizo going at it. Sorizo very low, but what the heck? Off camera kill. It's Chive taking out Luke. Flickers on the survives. Now he wants and he fights the outplay. Super Ken taken out as well, as that is 4 members from BIGETRON out of the game.
Geek fam! Geek fam, geek fam, geek fam, how do they find these moments? Ladies and gentlemen, all members from the side of BIGETRON Alpha taken now one by one. Geek fam have gained control. A Lord is on the way. 3 lanes are pushing. Everyone was able to create their own outplays in a very scrappy team fight.
If you haven't been looking at Luke, you definitely are now. Looking at the in-game equipment by Dunia Games. Luke with the Bloodlust Axe was able to buy so much time, turn it around and even survive. As you mentioned, it turned out with the Lord coming in. Geek fam now, with the tools that they have, could go for a dangerous play. BIGETRON Alpha are forced to try and clear, but they have very limited tools. Let's see how they go about it as Geek fam make their move.
Can the red robots defend the hack? Super Ken jumps in. Hard guard already popped. The base hurt in the top side will not be alive. Taken out here. Luke, Bravest Fighter for a defensive maneuver. Now, focus down on towards the mid and the bot. As it seems like Geek fam, they fail to manipulate the waves, and it will be the one base hurt top side taken out.
Yeah, that's still something that they can work with, right? 1 inhibitor turret, and unfortunately for BIGETRON Alpha, that inhibitor turret is in the far lane, in the top side, as that Lord is going to be spawning in the bottom.
Let's take a look at this replay though. Luke against Super Sorizo. Moreno comes in, but it just wasn't enough. The flicker right here. No, sorry, the dash, and then the awareness to land the skills on the minion, and surprising Sorizo with that turn. While that was happening, CB got picked up as well. But man, everyone has been talking about how Sorizo is so consistent, so good, especially in the 1v1s. Luke says, hey, there's a new contender in town. You talk about macro plays, micro 1v1s too. We're here for everything. Luke at Luke.
Look at me. Look at Luke. Amazing. What in the world was that play? Because that bought so much time for the entire team fight to occur. Meanwhile, Marky was also doing his job, being able to take out Chive, of all people. And then Super Ken was caught in a 1v3 situation that he, unfortunately, even on the Lancelot, was unable to get out of. And that gold just swung like a pendulum in favor of Geek fam, now sitting at 5k in the 12th minute of the game.
That's a very important point. The fact that Sive on an Irithel, we've talked about how effective, how safe this pick is, and somehow in that fight where the bulk of the crowd controls and ultimates have been flying around already, he got picked off. That is definitely a mistake. We didn't see it because it wasn't on camera, but it's a big factor. And if BIGETRON Alpha wants to try and win it and extend this to a full game series, he needs to shape up. He needs to stay safe enough to output that damage because no one else on the team will be able to.
Because that was supposed to be BIGETRON Alpha's word to win. Remember before it even begun, I mentioned that Niall was 2 levels below of Super Ken, and yet Geek fam found that opening. We'll see now as both of these junglers are now at level 15. 50-50. It really depends on the setup coming in. But like I mentioned earlier, right? Because of that inhibitor turret taken down from BIGETRON Alpha in that top side, they're gonna have to deal with it. Geek fam have a better route, have a better positioning, have a better setup coming into this Lord.
And the big thing about BIGETRON Alpha is the fact that you're using Super Key as a vision tool still, which is why earlier he's forced to burn the flicker because Belois was just barreling straight at him with the conceal. That being a factor now, Geek fam make their move.
Sorizo defensive flicker popped. Oh, take a look at this. Marky with the blazing duet, but the penalty zone was massive. No follow-up though. Super Ken in the backside trying to deal damage, but no, will not be enough now. The collapse has collapsed, but 1 man will fall. So Moreno here flickers out of the way. It will be Sorizo now, the sole casualty from that fight. Now look! finds the huge play. But though he will be taken out as well. A 2-for-1. That is more than enough space for GEEK Fam to find the Lord.
Uncontested! An uncontested Lord take from GEEK Fam behind the back play coming in from Luke.
We can say that that last play was unnecessary, but I think for Luke it was, man. It's to send a message, to instill fear in the hearts of BIGETRON Alpha that the Lapu Lapu is always lurking in the sidelines. If you take a look at the items though, Wind of Nature for both the gold laners will give them a bit more output potential. Keep in mind that in the previous team fight, Marky was taken quite low despite the hard guard. With one more item, perhaps that will be enough damage for GEEK Fam to miscalculate. And if Marky gets taken out, what can GEEK Fam do without the key?
That's definitely way more value for Shive as well, the WON. Realizing that most of the brunt of the damage coming from Marky is from the Blazing Duet, one skill. If he uses it first, wait a minute, Super Ken?
Potentially the final push of the series, ladies and gentlemen. GEEK Fam, they're taking this one slow. Mid lane base turret will be the target though. Now Super Ken looking to fast clear, good movements. But it seems like GEEK Fam, they were not ready to pull the trigger just yet.
They couldn't find an opening. And technically BIGETRON Alpha has good wave clear, right? Coming in from Shive, coming in from the Valentina as well as Super Ken. There's no range, but
oh, this might be a mistake. Super Ken though, with the flashy hands, he still be able to escape that one.
he didn't get the buff though.
The buff was denied, unfortunately. Now for GEEK Fam, Niall is just waiting around, looking for a chance to do something. Marky has the Athena shield as a countermeasure for Moreno. It seems like with the bot wave, they're trying to make something happen, but will it be allowed by BIGETRON?
Marky covered with the hard guard, not committed just yet though. And BIGETRON Alpha, they have defended the mid and the bottom lane turret. So they're still A-okay.
Well, now at 16, 17 minutes, it's a bit past the late game mark we talk about, and now the gold difference is going to be different. It's going to be less relevant in these situations. It only comes down to the execution and the positioning, especially in a big fight. And for GEEK Fam, they have a bit of an advantage because of that pushing wave on the top side due to the base turret getting taken down. So BIGETRON Alpha, that is a problem for them, but maybe they can use that to try and subvert the expectations of GEEK Fam, right? Lay a trap for them where they least expect it.
I'm just so not used to seeing this BIGETRON Alpha, Arashi. Like you mentioned about the turret coming off in the top side. And usually that's what BIGETRON Alpha does to their opponents. They're usually the ones that are very intelligent, especially coming into playoffs. Not really referring to regular season, but in the playoffs, it felt like their macro was down to the T. But against GEEK Fam, it looks like GEEK Fam has outsmarted them a lot of the times. And now, with Luke way there in the top side, they're going to be able to control that top lane, force Shive to handle it. And as soon as they see that, GEEK Fam will go for yet another team fight that they will eventually win. How do they break out from this format?
They just have to go and get some vision first initially, because now Voloisky once again finds the Terizla.
They're looking for the collapse and the all-in as well. Super Surizo taking the chunk off the damage, but in the backside now. Super Ken, isolated. Oh, he might be caught, but oh my lord, he survives.
He does. He survives. He gets out. But remember, he's low. And he's being chased down by two men. Meanwhile,
Niall finds the Lord now. Time journey popped as well. So Rizzo, though, will handle 4 members of GEEK Fam with the backside. And, of course, will lose his immortality. Now let's see the damage. Oh! Loisky falls as Shive finds a positioning to free hit. Now he's going to be the main target. He's going to be taken down. 1-for-1. But then again, GEEK Fam has the Lord.
has the Lord, and BIGETRON Alpha had to lose their main damage dealer. They lost Shive. They lost their source of damage, the way that they were supposed to defend this. 30 seconds left on the clock. BIGETRON Alpha, they need to figure out a way to delay this. Otherwise, this just might be the end.
Gonna try their best, but now GEEK Fam make their move, Connie!
Is this the final push? Mid-base turret taken out. Bottom now still stands. But it seems like GEEK Fam will be satisfied with just 2. So Rizzo jumps in. The damage will come through the time journey to give extra sustainability damage. Here will not be enough as the Lord now taken care of. Mid-wave jumps in, cleared the base. Not that exposed though, so Rizzo trying to hold on as Nile will be the first one to fall in this fight. Marky very low, taken down. And the robots, they live to fight another day.
There is a reason why they are the robots. There is a reason why they are called the Terminators. The AI, artificial intelligence. Against all odds, they were able to stave out that aggression, only limiting their casualty to that inhibitor turret in the mid side.
GEEK fam just way too overzealous. And you know what they say about the Terminators, man? They will be back. And here they're gonna be pushing with 5 members. And there's 15 seconds until Nail comes back. BIGETRON Alpha wants to get a base turret.
Super Ken jumps in now. Will look for an escape. Oh, good. The penalty zone now. Beluski and friends. Oh, the scatter!
Wow!
Super Ken finds a shutdown as well. Super Moreno with the kill. 3 men now taken out. Now let's see 2. 3 members of GEEK fam defending. But it seems like now BIGETRON will go and will not be greedy. They are in this.
Listen to the crowd, ladies and gentlemen, at Mahaka Square, Jakarta, Indonesia. Both of these teams are fighting for their lives. And the difference now is both of these teams, their bases are wide open. BIGETRON Alpha look for another engage.
Yeah, Bravest Fighter as well as the penalty zone loop now will not survive. Killing spree for Super Ken. Marky will fall as well as BIGETRON Alpha will force this series on towards a game 4.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 4. What a comeback by the Red Robots. Already cornered down 2-0 against the GEEKs. They have come back, they have reset, and they're looking for a reverse sweep.
They say a cornered animal will bite, but apparently the machines do as well. Turning it around, finding the right moment to just completely demolish GEEK fam, and they were powerless without a full composition. The death timers in the late game was just too much. And can see the looks of disappointment, the discussions happening for GEEK fam, and the celebration for BIGETRON.
They overextended.